everyone, welcome back. Today's video is a review of the brand new Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. I used this product over 4 days using different application methods. I used a brush, I used a sponge, I used primer, I used no primer, and I definitely have some thoughts. This product, as the name says, is a foundation and concealer in one. However, does it work well as both a foundation and a concealer, or does it work better as just a foundation, or does it work a lot better as just a concealer? If you would like to hear about my experience and get my opinion on that, then please keep on watching. So once again, this is the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. It comes in 30 shades and it retails for $39. I was able to purchase mine from Sephora during their Rouge Early Access. Sometimes Sephora will have these perks for Rouge members where you can buy a product before anyone else. So I purchased it the day it was launched. I received it in the mail 2 days later and started trying it out. The first thing that surprised me, but it's my own fault because I didn't check, was the size of the product. You only get 0.54 ounces. I do own other foundation concealer hybrids in other brands, and those are all 1 ounce. So that's why I had it in my head that this also was going to be 1 ounce. I didn't read the description obviously close enough. So when it arrived and I saw how tiny it was, I was just surprised. And I actually looked at my receipt and said, how much did I pay for this? So the claims for this foundation are that it is a 2-in-1 caffeine-infused concealer and foundation with natural-looking full coverage and all-day wear to visibly brighten and re-energize all skin types. I've said this before in other foundation reviews, and I'm going to say it again. I do not like, or should I say, I do not have a lot of faith in foundations that claim to be for all skin types. The needs of someone with youthful, perfect, normal skin are very different from someone who has more mature skin that's very dry, might have fine lines, or someone like myself that has very oily skin and texture and large pores. So when I see something like this that says for all skin types, I'm very, very skeptical. Now, the highlighted ingredients in this foundation are, as I mentioned earlier, caffeine, which visibly re-energizes and revives skin, oat extract, which calms and soothes the skin, and 5 forms of coconut to hydrate and nourish the skin with an abundance of vitamins and nutrients. It's also free of parabens, formaldehydes, formaldehyde-releasing agents. It's also vegan and cruelty-free. Fake extra sleep with a flawless finish. This hydrating, crease-resistant formula blends seamlessly to quickly conceal dark circles, blemishes, and redness. With an oversized applicator for quick all-over coverage, it works double time as a buildable foundation for a visibly smoother, more even-toned complexion. And so far, as of the day I'm filming this, there's only 5 reviews, and I think 4 out of the 5 are good. My review is not so good. So this was the first day. I did use it over a primer, and although lighter than expected, shade 180 was a pretty good match. I applied it with a foundation brush, and overall, I was unimpressed. I don't find the coverage to be full, and I also felt like it exaggerated my pores and texture. On this second day, where I have half of my face done, I used a sponge to apply the product and no primer. The effect was the same. It really didn't do anything to improve the look of my skin other than tone down the redness. Just to give you a visual of what I expect a good full coverage yet still hydrating foundation to look like, I'm going to show you some footage of what I have on now, again in natural light. I think you can tell that this Estee Lauder Futurist foundation is far more flattering to my skin than this one was. Being that I really wasn't thrilled with this product as a foundation, of course I decided to just try it as a concealer. And I think you can tell in that footage that it's a little bit yellow, which is fine for a foundation because yellow counteracts red. So I do have redness in my skin, so I like the foundation to be a little bit more neutral to yellow versus pink. Had I known that this product would work better for me as a concealer than a foundation, I would have chosen a different shade. I would have gone for the shade that claimed to have a peach undertone, because those peachy tones are going to be better at counteracting the blue and purple tinge that makes up dark circles under the eyes. That said, I still can't give this product a glowing recommendation as a concealer. It's okay. It does feel hydrating, I'll give it that, but the coverage is not great. This would be fine for someone with just moderate dark circles. I just think there are better choices for concealers, for hydrating concealers that have better coverage. One more thing before I wrap this up. I know some of you are going to want to know about the staying power. Did it last all day long on my skin as a foundation? It did look pretty much the same upon application as it did after about 8 to 10 hours. I think it's important to reiterate the fact that my skin didn't look great upon first application, but it didn't look worse after 8-10 hours. And as a concealer, it stayed on pretty well also. Ooh, another thing I almost forgot to mention is that to me, this does have sort of a funny smell to it. It's not a perfumey smell. It's not really chemical either. I want to say it smells a little bit like paint. So to summarize, in my opinion, this is a much better concealer than it is a foundation, but it's also not a great concealer. There are definitely better ones out there. But if you're a beauty junkie like me and feel like you have to try every new concealer or foundation that comes on the market, I would recommend just deciding whether you're going to use it as a foundation or a concealer when you choose your shade. What I'm personally taking away from my 4-day trial of this product is that I need to just not buy any more foundation concealer hybrids, expecting them to work as both a foundation and a concealer. I've honestly just never had good luck with a foundation that claims to do both and that also claims to be for all skin types. So those are my thoughts. That was my experience, my opinion of this new Marc Jacobs Cafe Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. If you've tried this foundation, I would love to know in the comments what you thought of it, but be sure to list what your skin type is, because that is so important when giving a review or taking someone's experience into account. You would think by now we'd all know that, but not everyone does. It happens far too often. I see it especially on TikTok. There is this really big beauty influencer on TikTok, and she just has the most perfect early 20s skin, not a pore in sight. She's not dry, she's not oily. She will rave about a foundation, and then all these people will go out and buy it, and they don't have the fantastic experience that she had because she has perfect skin and pretty much everything is going to look amazing on her. So please take skin type into account. I honestly wish YouTube would allow you to filter reviews based on skin type. Don't you think that would be very helpful? I definitely think it would be helpful. So maybe someday. Anyway, that does it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join the Risa Does Makeup family. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.